totally apologize for it. Obviously, we normally have a little intro. We did our homework for you guys. But I guess that's got to wait, because we are 19 minutes. It doesn't have, you know what, I've been casting Starcraft for 9 years. I don't think I've ever randomly hopped into a 19-minute game before I even introduced ourselves and the show. And one of the very first things I'm ready to say is like, there are nukes on the production tab, okay? Wow, this is actually going to be pretty crazy. Maru is going to be dropping nukes left, right, and center. He does now have that bank I was talking about before. Maybe not an ultra bank yet, but 4K minerals, 2K gas. He's starting to get somewhere with 73 workers behind all of this as well. And of course, there's extra bases. Now, Scarlett herself, she's incredibly rich. 9K minerals, 3K gas. But how do you break these kind of Terran setups, Waddy?
I mean, that's the issue, right? Because every time you attack forwards, you're attacking into ghosts that are lining up to snipe you. There's, you know, corruptors there as well. It's really
Nidus?
really tough. Yeah, Nidus.
I'd like some links as a Nidus, or maybe indeed a couple of infestors from the high ground. But I do truly believe that that is one of the only ways that you can start pulling this army out of position. I must say, I am very pleasantly surprised. Not that we missed the first 18 minutes of this game, guys. We once again apologize for that, but that's just simply not on us. But I'm very pleasantly surprised that we are looking into a 25-minute game to begin with. Because, to be totally honest with you guys, I was afraid that this was going to be a series full of like 5- and 6-minute games with a couple proxy Rexes and multiple Nidus network tier 2 all-ins as well. So another Ghost is landing on the left side of the map. You know what, before you know it, people will never even realize that they missed the first 18 minutes. It's going to get pretty close, but the final moment, Scarlett will be able to save her drones. Yeah, I mean, seems like they're ready to fight. That's good.
Yeah, it's at this sort of point where we're just building up and really getting the units out there. Both players have a bank as well, which is kind of going to be comforting them into fights as well, right? Because now you can say, okay, I can trade and replace whatever I lose without fear of having to wait for those resources to come in. As Maru going to establish this bottom left base. I mean, obviously, quite nice for him to be able to just hold this bottom side of the map. What will be tough will him getting the 3 o'clock base later on, and it may be just that he mines out the bottom side entirely before he tries to mine from there.
Yeah, but I think at this point, Maru is not really in a rush to get that base, right? Because he is close to maxing out. This hatchery is incredibly low on HP from those Marines and Marauders before, so this Ghost should be able to get the job done. At least the drones will survive, but Scarlett is going to lose this hatchery for a little bit.
Exactly.
That's nice, by the way. Fresh air. Can't complain about smelly nerds around you, Wardy.
I don't think I've ever played StarCraft outside, man. Well, this nuke's going to land, it seems. Scarlett is not responding to it, and so that is going to be an entire mineral line cleaned out. 11 drones down. So you also have nukes just over here again, pushing back that creep, and they're just everywhere, right? This is what becomes so frustrating, because you've got to look all over the map all of the time.
And I think it's very easy to at one point get frustrated with this and then actually just go for an attack that you probably shouldn't make, because even though none of it is catastrophic damage, this looks really fun, and we love obviously watching it, and I know that you guys love watching it, but this looks a lot more, no pun intended, explosive than it truly is. Because you look at Scarlett's bank, she's incredibly rich. Normally we don't even mind this much in an entire game. 14k minerals in the bank, almost 6,000 gas in the bank. So yeah, it looks chaotic and it looks madness when it's, you know, nukes dropping everywhere. But for Scarlett, it's just important that she stays very calm. There's no need for her to make any crazy attacks now, crazy decisions. Just kind of try to get your spores up left, right, and center, and you'll be fine, because it looks so much more dramatic than what it truly is.
Yeah, most definitely. Just keep pulling that static defense back, save what you can when you can, and again, eventually you're going to be able to start pushing forwards and maybe starting to force a fight. And once you start doing that, the Terran can pay less attention to nuking you all around the map, and that obviously buys you a little bit of space. As again, Maru really just pushing back these spore crawlers more than anything else here.
I'd love to get a proper look at the army of Scarlett. What exactly is the mix of units that he's working with? He obviously has a lot of Brood Lords. I'm not sure if he's aware of this one. Now, these are the kind of nukes, Wardy, that actually are pretty dramatic. Oh, that got so close.
It really did. A couple seconds later, and she would have lost a lot of this, and that's instantly the moment where Maru's like, okay, I can jump on this. That's a huge amount of your bank gone, for example. The nuke landing.
Scarlett's got to try to get something done, but obviously seems so hard, right? I don't know how many ghosts Maru is working with, but I assume we're looking at 12, 14, 16 ghosts. 12 of them have gone down, apparently, throughout the entirety of this game. That's obviously interesting information for us as well, because
yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, we missed a little bit, just like you guys.
Well, another nuke lining up to hit down on the spore crawlers at the front. Another nuke coming down. in the center. Corruptors and Banes still on the way up. Obviously nice to still have a few Banes mixed in here because they actually do pretty well against the Ghosts, and it forces them to pull back and split away rather than just continuing to line up snipes on the front lines when that army does engage.
So obviously we had these scenarios a couple of times with Serral versus Innovation at the Intox 3 Masters Katowice, and that's something we're going to talk more about it later today. But I think, ooh, that Nuke ward is getting awfully close towards the army seat. I'll see that.
Oh my god!
Oh.
That's one of those nukes where I really thought those Brood Lords were shooting the Ghost that was dropping the nuke, right? But no cancel, and that's a few Broods going down and a lot of Corruptors hurt.
I mean, actually, everything got hurt a little bit there, right? Even the Brutes took some damage, the Hephaestus took damage. Look at the mini-map, by the way. It's just a nuke fiesta over here on the left side. They're dropping left, right, and center at this point. I mean, that must have felt really good for Maru, even though Scarlett still got a lot of money in the bank. But where I want to go with my story quickly is that I think one of the absolute key things about that Serral versus Innovation series is that multiple times there were Banelings getting so incredibly close to connecting with these Ghosts. And the moment you do wipe out, you know, a full line of Ghosts, I think that's when Zerg can truly push and keep under pressure, because then obviously the new Ghosts are going to have a lot less energy and stuff. It's just that Innovation did a really good job, and a couple of times not only sniping the Overseers, but also picking up the Ghosts when they were pretty much surrounded by Banelings. Yeah. Even though they were cloaked, they were about to go down because they were surrounded by Banes. And this is basically the counterpart of the 3 o'clock position, right? Yep. And I'd love to see that. Good abducts here by Scarlett. She's going to get at least one more Ghost and getting close to it, getting the second one as well.
And the final nuke goes down. There's 3 nukes lined up on this base. Now it's just going to take a tap to take it down, but a little bit overkill. 2 more nukes lined up to kill, what, like a 10 health hatchery? Yeah. Okay.
You get the Spore as well. I think it's always hoping for the bonus, right? Hoping that some of these spellcasters come close again. Was there an anti-armor missile being casted on those Corruptors? Because they look like they've got a fancy skin.
Yeah, they do.
Looked a little orange there. Didn't even see the Raven in the mix.
Well, a couple of Liberators sieging up that position as well. I mean, very important you mentioned stealing the right side base as Scarlett, right? Yep. Also nice for Maru to just deny that base as well. That's so many Corruptors.
I know. I mean, Scarlett has been losing a couple of drones over the last 10, 15 minutes. I think when we joined this game, she was at 81, 82, something among those lines. Absolutely. Scarlett at 46 drones at this point. She definitely doesn't need more, I'd say. I think you're rich enough. You should have all the upgrades that you could dream of. The EMP does connect with a couple of these infestors. Actually lands a pretty big EMP, but I highly doubt that that's the EMP that makes Maru go, all right, here we go. Deep into creep.
Yeah,
Good field. Ooh, that's a juicy nuke.
Yeah, I like this little position. How this Ghost got here, we don't know. It's been journeying around. But yeah, you start taking down some of the tech structures, and that's gas Scarlett has to spend as well. Yeah,
these are not 4 buildings I think you want to lose, right? The Hive, the Greatest Spider, Baneling Nest, the spawning pool there as well. Those are some very, very juicy nukes by Maru in the main base of Scarlett. At the same time, Maru is still using all of these nukes to push this Zerg army back further and further. Yeah, you don't really want to send your entire army. But Scarlett does have to save those buildings, I feel. But I think it's going to be a little bit too late. That is bye-bye Greatest Spire. I think the spawning pool will survive for now. But, I mean, the Ghost can actually just right-hit that hatchery as well. The infestation pit. Look at this. 1 shot, 1 kill. Pew.
Yeah, go on, little Ghost.
Come on, I want to see it.
A little bit of bio here, actually, bringing this hatchery down to half health. So Maru trying to deny this as well. Scarlett starting up some more static defense here, realizing this is a base that she will want to mine from.
No! No!
Oh my god. Overkill is the word of the day so far.
See, it was supposed to channel in the Tanya there, you know, from Red Alert. 1 shot, 1 kill, and then you blow up all these buildings. This was absolutely not necessary, but it does look pretty cool as 3 of these production facilities go down. I'm still disappointed in that Ghost.
Yeah, his Corruptors did actually loop around the left side and do pick off a planetary, as he suggested they might want to. But there is a planetary for them to get. It's that one on the far left, right? Because that's the one that's exposed. You don't have to go super deep into Maru's territory to get there. So you're not exposing the Corruptors too much. Well, this Ghost over here is going to just... That hatch is just not going to mine from Scarlett, is it?
I think that Ghost is going to nuke Hive one more time.
Yeah. I get the feeling.
But, I mean, even if this hatch goes... Oh, okay, I'm worried about that nuke. No, this one is okay, guys. It's very unnecessary. The one near the infest is a little bit more exciting. But I'm okay with this hatchery going down, even if it happens multiple times. As long as Scarlett is stealing minerals away from that base, I think that was already worth it, because he's on 22,000 minerals. And Zerglings and Spine Crawlers and Spore Crawlers are never going to win this game, right? Obviously, you need the static defenses, don't get me wrong, guys. But she's got plenty of that for now. So even if you end up losing that hatch a couple times, no big deal. Every mineral that Scarlett mines of this base is a bonus.
Yep, anything you can get out of this is going to just stop it going into Maru's hands. Yeah. Especially if she can get some gas, because really, again, the gas is going to be her real limiting factor here. Because there is going to be a point where she's going to be left with only minerals, and well, let's face it, Lings and Queens are not going to do anything in this game, and that's why she builds so much static defense as well, because it only costs minerals, and it probably is the most useful thing you can get out of it at this stage.
Ooh, few drones will miss rally, but he does save those drones as well. I wonder where okay. He's taking the gas over here on the right side. I was like, I wonder where he's taking a gas, because I thought I was actually looking at this base and I didn't see it being taken, but it was at this base, and that makes perfect sense. Even to just long distance mine a little bit, right? These Broodlords are taking care of one of these missile turrets. Oh, careful near that nuke.
Yeah,
Fungo would have been nice, but I guess he had no high ground vision.
A couple Corruptors damaged yet again. As this Psycho's actually repositions the nuke after being tagged by a spine crawler a couple of times.
I feel like that was the ghost that was in the main base, huh?
Yeah, it's been journeying around. I mean, the entire main base is actually just cleaned out. I love it. And Scarlett actually rebuilding the spawning pool has actually got a long way to go to rebuild her turret.
15 drones went down at this base, so this was definitely a very successful nuke. Man, that ghost has been on a rampage. An absolute killing spree. Not only gets the hive, the greatest spire, all these other production facilities, but gets the casual 15 drone nuke as well. And at this point, Scott is starting to run a little bit lower on drones. Yeah, indeed, like you said, he has to rebuild almost everything. Well, I feel like Maru is going to slowly but steadily just take out all the main bases.
Yeah. But it definitely feels like Maru, yeah, lines up a couple snipes. Definitely feels Maru is setting up or pushing forward his bases, right, and pushing forward his presence, whereas Scarlett is just backing away into, you know, okay, it's a very big corner because she's got her entire side of the map still, but eventually, where do you run to? Maru, if he mines that base, that's absolutely detrimental to you as Scarlett.
His army of Terran. I mean, obviously the execution here is beautiful by Maru, don't get me wrong, guys. I am loving the way that he's repositioning all of these static defenses as well. He's pushing forward with Mr. Turret. He's moving the Liberators forward, and he's basically just using these gulls as some sort of a tactical strike. That's what it is, right? It's just like, we need air support. Push the enemy away. All right, here you go. Like, boom, boom, boom. It's like, okay, we've won position. It's like some real modern warfare over here, Waddy. I got my wish. There we do have those Zerglings as well with these upgrades. And I think this kind of stuff can be very annoying to deal with. Now, goals are very tanky, I know that. It's not easy for Zerglings to get anything done against all these goals, but it's just about being annoying, right? This is really not that big of an investment, and finally Scarlett strikes back to some degree.
Yeah, Maru's definitely, it's the first time he's had to do anything other than something he wanted to do in this game, is that's, yeah, a lot of production going down.
Yep.
Ghosts will cloak up as we do see them coming into the main to defend. A little bit of bio still on the map as well. Another Nidus onto the low ground, so can transfer some Lings down there and maybe get more out of this. You've just got so many minerals. Why on earth not use those Zerglings for something?
Yep, and you're putting all these ghosts out of position, which makes it perhaps a little bit easier to potentially land a fungo here on some of those remaining ghosts, right? Yeah. And actually get a couple of kills. Maybe if the Broodlords can get on top of them as well. But it's just stuff like this. It's not about the amount of damage that those Zerglings just dealt. It's about pulling units out of position. Maru has been dropping around 47 nukes for, well, probably more at this point, for position. So this is how Scarlett can fight back for position as well. The goals there on the left side as well, actually connecting with 12 of the drones of Scarlett. I feel like those are all the drones that Scarlett has left at this point. Look at these guns lined up. I mean, this is a pretty cool shot, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, because someone should turn that into an artwork. If I was a Terran, oh my goodness, if I was a Terran player, I would want a painting like that on my wall. These four girls kneeling like that, hell yeah.
Looking like sitting on the cliff, looking over the hatchery.
Yeah, that's amazing. Wow, that's... I don't know why I just enjoy that so much, but it makes me smile. I mean, it's crazy, and I really don't want to call a game like this over, guys, because Scarlett is maxed out. Scarlett is one of the very best Starcraft players in the world, and she's got 18,000 minerals and 5,600 gas, but it looks like she's looking at an unbreakable Maru, man. It really feels like this is almost not even a game.
There's a few drones up there that are probably in trouble, and some of the last drones as well that exist on the map. These nukes continue to come on forwards. That's another hive, which is going to be endangered here very shortly. Scarlett's already rebuilding a layer over back on her natural, just because she knows, I think, that she's going to lose all the production here.
Once again, Spire, Infestation Pit, Spawning Pool, and a hive next to each other. I feel like we've seen that before. Scarlett actually just A-moved one of her own queens, but she did abduct that ghost right before that nuke landed, but it doesn't change the fact that this hive is still under some pretty severe fire, and these ghosts are just moving forward and forward. Obviously love the way that Maru is always covering his ghost with the advanced ballistics liberators. That's the way you want to do it. Ooh, okay.
Wow.
Little ambitious there, Maru. Little ambitious. I think they're deflecting. He's like, can we join the Terran forces?
we've seen how our lives look if we continue as Zerg. Please make us SCVs.
We've lived under a dictatorship, and we truly believe that the Terran way is better. Okay. Like,
oh my god.
like, no, accept us, accept us.
I think it's crazy. At 48 minutes, the most exciting thing on the map right now is the worker fight.
Like I heard stuff about liberation and freedom. It's like, this doesn't feel like freedom to us.
Maru kills all 3 of the drones, man.
But
No drones for Scarlett.
That means that Scarlett is now officially on 0 workers.
199 supply of army.
Ooh, she's gonna be. Imagine if she loses all the larvae, by the way. Then she's, then that's it, right? It doesn't matter how much. Yeah, it doesn't matter how much money you have.
Because she doesn't have hatcheries, really.
No, she's got this one. She's got the natural still, so she basically had 4 hatcheries at this point. So it actually starts getting very dangerous. I mean, of course, Scarlett still has a chance, guys. It doesn't feel like it.
Yeah.
Because Scarlett has been pushed around this map for basically the last 20 minutes and has barely been able to. Well, okay, she lands a fungal there. That's a good one.
EMPs hit like all of the infestors, so now there's no real follow-up fungal, so those Vikings feel good to come forwards.
Okay. Do we have any Vipers? Yeah, we've got 3. Okay. Well, Parasitic Bomb is always sick, right? Especially against this amount of Vikings. Even if a Parasitic Bomb connects for like, what is, a second and a half, the damage is massive. And that's resources as well. I must say, Scarlett's actually doing pretty good right now. I feel like in the last minute, I see 4 or 5 ghosts going down. It's something, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's something, but imagine she started doing this earlier. So far, she's just had so much of her bank erased by Maru just harassing and continuing to poke around the map, and that just means she doesn't have enough to or as much to rebuild with. When it comes to this stage now, Maru's still mining off that bottom right side, nuking forwards towards the upper left. I mean, we really are on Scarlett's last couple of buildings here.
Those Broodlords are morphing in a pretty dicey spot. I don't know if Scarlett is aware of that nuke landing, but she did just move. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the Banes are actually still very important in this phase as well, because a couple of Banelings connecting with the 10 Ghosts can really turn the battle upside down, and that stuff is still possible. Fortunately, this Nida seems like it's going to be in quite a bit of trouble as well, should eventually go down. Scarlett is once more rebuilding a Great Aspire. I'm not exactly sure where she's doing this. She's going to try to take out this base, but there are 0 resources left, so I don't think Maru is stressing about it too much. I really feel like this is the fall of the Roman Empire or something, where they took over half of Europe and they end up back in Rome. It's like, I don't know where this all went wrong, but...
Another sniper lining up as well. A couple of these infestors getting shot down. Vikings going to get, well, that's nice, actual kills. It's something that forces Maru to rebuild, and he doesn't have an endless bank. No,
I mean, Maru also, I feel like is posturing himself a little richer than he actually is. But he's obviously been doing an absolutely phenomenal job. 3 nukes now landing, and Scarlett's actually going to have to go back into her main. Could have ducked down one of these goals. If Scarlett wins this game, by the way, that'd be phenomenal. That'd be a legendary performance, if you ask me. She's got 0 drones at this point and 2,500 gas. So every unit is super duper important at this point for Scarlett.
She does have 200 army supply versus the 154, so if you can force a straight up fight, you do have more to go in with. It's just how much does that matter with this sort of army composition? It's tough to say. That Corruptor, though, a couple of those going down. Yeah,
I mean, those are hard to rebuild, right? 2,500 gas sounds like a lot. And it is a lot if you're 9 minutes into the game. At this point where you're not mining anymore, and basically I don't see any way that Scarlett is ever going to mine again, right? I think there's maybe 1 or 2 refineries or extractors out on the map somewhere where maybe there's a tiny bit of gas left, but every unit, especially the spellcasters, no, this one is 0-0 as well.
I think it's the one that's like just a bit forwards from the low ground 4th. I think that one has like a little bit left. And Maru's are about to run out of here as well.
Where Maru's army is standing, you mean, right?
Yeah, I think, but I don't know how much is on it, of course.
No, that's only a single gas as well, though, right? That base?
Just 1 single gas.
Yeah, well, still Liberators guarding as well. Oversea is morphing, so Scarlett's going to maybe drop changelings and stuff.
That feels like such a waste of gas.
Yeah.
Right? Like...
Wow.
I guess does she just not have production anymore, but she rebuilt, right? Oh, here we go. Vikings moving forwards. Well, there go a couple of the Overseers. Already shot down here. Viper goes low. Nice split from that one Viking.
Yeah, well done there by Maru. I mean, I do really believe in the value of Parasitic Bomb. Here you go. I mean, this actually in a way is almost worth it, right? Like, it's quite a bit of damage. And actually costs gas to repair those Vikings as well. And we talk a lot about the gas of Scarlett. Oh, the Infestors. Those are some juicy, juicy pickups there for Maru.
And now the Vikings are able to get some shots off on the Corruptors. Liberator's pushing forwards too. Big fungal growth on all of the Vikings and anti-armor missile as well, but this is the moment where you strike. Parasitic
the parasitic bombs doing so much damage on all these Vikings, and Scarlett has been incredibly patient, but is it paying off in a massive way here, Wadi?
It may very well be. Corruptors are chasing in. The issue is Maru can get back to his static defense, right? The missile turrets. Scarlett is going to spend the last of her gas. 1 Infester, 3 Corruptors, and 5 Broodlords. The Vikings going to try and kite a little bit, but they're hurt, and Raven goes down. That's very difficult to replace as well.
I feel like this Corruptor should just right-click at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I know it's scary with those misters, but all of these Vikings are 1 hit away from dying. The Banelings are going to roll forward as well. This kind of feels like this is almost it, right, for Scarlett. She's still up in army supply, almost 80. 80 is massive. The problem is Scarlett has 0. Absolutely 0 gas behind this. He is obviously able to make a lot of Zerglings. Zerglings can get something done here. I mean, if she can show up now with plus 70 links, I wouldn't hate it.
Yeah, this is going to be... it's really interesting. I mean, she's got so much. I mean, Ling's on the way out. She only has a couple of hatcheries. Maru's got something on that top left side, I think, which is also kind of interesting, because if you can take down those bases, there's actually no structures really left here. Kiting the Vikings back. Okay. Missile turret's doing a lot.
Maru is building 5 Vikings at a time, by the way. That gas bank that Maru had is pretty much gone. It's going to be gone real quick. Obviously, good kiting here as well, but there's still so many Corruptors in the mix. 1 more Viking does go down there. Maru needs to get some more damage done with these ghosts. There aren't that many spellcasters left for Scarlett. This is the one thing I'm worried about for Scarlett is, like, I don't think she has any Vipers anymore at all, right? I don't see one at least. Sorry guys, a bit pixely, but I don't see a Viper. I think maybe a couple of Infestors, but that's about it, right? Not even a couple.
I think maybe 1 Infestor. Ghost here cloaked up, does go down. The other Ghost lining up some shots. The missile turrets again, so much done again though.
Is that 1 Infestor? Is that the only spellcaster that's currently in the game? There are Banelings in the mix. Banelings should not connect with these SCVs. That'd be a waste. It is all about these Banelings somehow trying to get close to the Ghosts. The thing is, Maru, I feel like made just a priority of sniping all the Infestors, the Vipers as well. And at this point, it's basically just going to be Ghosts forever. And if the Ghosts can snipe the Overseers, what's going to detect these Ghosts?
Absolutely nothing. As we do see a couple snipes going down as well. The Corruptor count is dropping hard, and Scarlett's now only 30 army supply ahead. Yeah. Queen's showing up to fight the Vikings, but they're just not doing that much, it feels like. And the Corruptors have to kite back once more. I still feel Maru has like that backup plan of just, oh, hang on, hold to that fort, because here we go. Lings are running in. Ghost lift up, 1 left behind. Picks off a full medevac of Ghost.
That's a nice snipe on a medevac. You don't see that very often, do you now? 4 Ghosts going down inside of a medevac, and things starting to get a tiny bit dicey for Maru. I still feel that Maru has more micro potential in his army, and obviously Maru can still retreat quite far into his own defenses as well. All these missile turrets. Is that a Widow Mine? It is a Widow Mine. I really feel that Maru has his priority at this point is sniping the Overseers. And it's just like, if I snipe the Overseers, then my Ghosts are going to win the game.
1 hour marker has passed. I actually don't know the last time I saw a game go to 1 hour.
The official 1 hour, not the fake 1 hour, not the old time.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's, I mean, usually these sort of games last till 45 minutes or so. Scarlett has 3 workers on gas, by the way. That's actually huge. How much gas is in there? I think it was just selected by Mr.
I actually think there should be a little bit, because this base has been nuked over and over again. Good job there by Scarlett trying to keep her Broodlords alive, but in the end there's just too many Vikings, right? 24 Vikings, only 7 Ghosts. Now Vikings are good, but Vikings will eventually lose a fight against Lings and Queens, right?
Extractor mind out.
Oh, well, that was less impactful than we may have made it sound, guys, but...
I mean, it seemed like it would be a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, hey. He got something out of it.
Yeah.
Season 68 gas now.
Well, Vikings move forward. I mean, this is what the Vikings are good at. They snipe another Corruptor. There's 15 left, and only 3 Broodlords left, by the way, as well. 122 Lings just do not trade that well against the units on the ground, I don't think, with the micro capabilities as well.
No, of course. I mean, normally 19 Marines and the Gulls, especially if they're protected by a planetary, right? But that ground army is not that sick, though. And that's why I feel like these Lings can actually start having an impact. And you know, that 68 gas that Scarlett has at this point.
Maru wants some minerals. Let's see if he's long distance and he'll be here, I mean, getting anything they can.
These Queens are actually like getting some shots off as well on these Vikings, and it's starting to be kind of annoying because a lot of these Vikings are 1 or 2 hits away from dying. The Ghosts are finally moving forward again. They've been building up some energy. They're going to land a couple of snipes. A few of these Queens do go down. The Lynx are going to go forward. They really want to get a surround on these Ghosts. The Medevac's going to pick it up one more time, and this time they will unload them as well. Widow Mines.
Yeah, the Widow Mine's doing a lot here. Another Widow Mine's going to go off in the center of the Lings, the bio. There's quite a bit more than it really felt like there was initially, but it is still surrounded. Banes are showing up. The Medevacs need to unload.
The Medevacs.
Oh my god. Maru, what's going on? Vikings are still fighting the Corruptors. There's like 4 Corruptors left. The Vikings are still kind of fighting. There's just so little left on either side, Roddy.
What? Oh my goodness. I feel like Scarlett had like one moment where she could have sniped another full Ghost Medevac, and that could have actually very well made the difference. But now Scarlett with her 1200 minerals in the bank and actually still a little bit of income as well. That's what I said, man. Yeah, normally you don't run Lynx, but if you have that many Lynx against that ground army, that simply wasn't that big anymore. Oh my goodness, what a sick fight. 1 hour into this game. That fight had everything. Look at this, they're fighting over minerals.
Yeah, I mean, you may as well drop those minerals, even if Scarlett doesn't get the minerals, right? That alone is important here.
Yeah, she cannot even win this game, so it's really up to Maru. I think it's very sweet that Scarlett is trying to make some plays happen. Hey, they're carrying money, by the way.
Oh.
But there's no gas.
It's like an extra Zerg line.
Yeah. 2.
Yeah, incoming pass.
Good. Ooh, careful with the overseers. I mean, I'm a bit disappointed here in Maru. Maru, you've played a phenomenal game, but you gotta try to make something happen.
I was surprised earlier that Maru didn't make a play on like the bases because there's so few structures left.
Yeah.
I guess it was kind of a crazy situation, but
that's obviously a very easy way for Maru to eventually win, right? And what about
I mean,
like these nine Vikings? Why don't those Vikings go on a little adventure? The only thing that can kill them are Queens. You should be able to outrun some Queens, right?
I guess just a bit risky. I don't know. It's hard to say. I guess there's no right decision, no wrong decision. 39 Lings left. There was at 1.52, so there's 13 that have gone down.
Yeah, and that's, once again, like, this is cool that Scarlett is actually trying to make something happen, but it's really not up to her at this point, I feel. I feel that this is really up to Maru.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But once again, of course, in Maru's defense, maybe he's afraid that there is a Corruptor hidden somewhere. Look at that.
He just sniped a Zergling.
He sniped a Zergling.
37 to go.
So it got all. Yeah, Maru. I think Maru's had enough of this game. I would like to actually see him try. He has
nothing to lose by trying to kill stuff, right?
I love how Scarlett is like, something's wrong? Like, I think Maru is going to propose a draw here, but that's a little bit funky. I think Maru is just afraid that he makes a play, loses the Ghost, and then the random Corruptor shows up and he loses the game that he doesn't want to lose. Scarlett, I love how she's like, why you want to draw? Something wrong?
Yeah.
By the way, we're at a live event, by the way, in a stadium in China. So
what if they play until like 4 a.m.?
Yeah, this is... I think that this is the moment where tournament organizers have like half a heart attack and they're like, we've got a grand final coming up, guys.
Can you hurry up?
Yeah. It's like, this was supposed to be the warm-up match, get some people interested in Starcraft, you know, let everybody be aware that the stream is live and stuff. This was not supposed to be a 4-hour segment.
No, definitely not. I'm drinking some water. It kind of looks like they're probably just sorting out a draw right now. So, 70-minute game into a draw. I mean, this had everything.
Yeah.
I mean, what else can you talk about?
It had us missing the start. It had, it had a lot of nukes. It had the fall of the Roman Empire. It had my future painting on the wall if I ever move into my own house and decide to become a Terran player or just really love Ghost. It had a lot of beautiful moments. It's everything.
If I can't kill planetary, then draw.
Scarlet buildings can fly.
Maru just lifts his orbitals.
She's like, oh, I forgot about that.
Okay.
This is really cute to me, but it's like the other way around. It's like, Maru, if anyone is going to win this game, it's you.
Yeah.
I love this. Like, this also just shows, you know, in a way, like, Scarlett looked very happy and she looked very relaxed, but like, did she just forget about the fact that Terran buildings can fly and sit above water?
I love as soon as we come back in this, and I was like, wait, that's what you want to do? He's like, he just lifts up his orbitals. I mean, Scott's the one that has something to lose here by continuing to play.
I know. She can actually overcommit, lose her units, An EMP could land on the Queens, but obviously, if the Overseers go down, Maru can actually just straight up win this game. I don't know if Scarlett has any Spore Crawlers left, but barely any, I think. Like, this is very sweet and adoring, but Scarlett, the only thing that can come out of this is you losing this game. And that would be very sad, especially since Maru is the one who proposed the draw.
Yeah. I feel like that was like...
I can't believe it. It was like, oh my goodness, after 1 hour and 13 minutes, I think Scarlett just forgot about the fact that Terran buildings can fly.
I mean, this orbital is going to go and buddy up with the Planetary Fortress. A couple of Ghost Cloak. I mean, again,
oh my
Ghost Cloak
goodness.
Ghosts, of course, if the Overseers go down.
Yeah. No, then Maru actually wins this game. I cannot believe that we're actually still watching this or casting this.
Yeah.
There's so much.
I can't believe after Maru proposed a draw,
that he didn't mention the fact that his buildings can fly.
He's like, you know I can fly my orbital to the corner of the map.
Yeah. He's like, okay, there is a good chance that you'll kill my planetary. Maybe, wait a sec. I think it's a Spore Crawler, by the way. That's the Spore. So that's one more bit of detection. I guess Scarlett has 6 drones, so even if the Overseers go down, she can always remake a couple Spores. Oh my god, imagine if Maru leaves this game. Honestly, I'm done then, mate. I'm so done.
There was.
Oh my
some
goodness.
of them went to the left, but then I think they landed again.
Why do I have the feeling that Scarlett's actually going to win this game in like the biggest blunder in history by Maru?
Because it's just been that crazy already, hasn't it?
I have got nothing to say, man. I know there are some stories about the time that Maru played against a certain Zerg player once upon a time at the Intox Stream Masters, and I believe they had a late night. I don't know if Maru had a late night yesterday. You know, I am a little bit slow as well.
Snipe. Oh wow.
You know, sometimes I wake up in the morning. I mean, it's pretty late afternoon at this point, actually, in China. I love how I'm getting updates from, I don't know, people Starlet. They're like, the longest game ever in Starcraft 2 is like 3 hours and a bit.
I think it's
the ghost!
I think it's the CSGO guys who are waiting for this series to finish so they can cast their 3rd place match.
Look, Overseers, yeah!
Oh,
no,
the
why the Brood Lords?
I don't know, the Vikings are just going to go for the Broods. Do you think, I mean, okay, I mean...
I don't know what I'm watching.
Neither do I.
What? No! 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 This cannot be... What? Maru!
And
what, am I like the world's stupidest person at this point? Or what is actually happening over here?
I've got nothing. Is he not allowed to float his buildings? Do you think that's a rule?
I mean, that'd be very weird.
Yeah, that's all I can think of.
That is in the rulebook, that a Terran player is not allowed.
That's the only thing I can think of, right?
That would be like the first tournament in 9 years of StarCraft 2 that is solidly a rule.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, what else could you think of? I've got nothing.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, would have been nice if somebody told us about that, but I have no idea. Well, I'm sure that we'll get some news about this eventually. Maru is shaking his head. I have absolutely no idea what just happened.
I've got no idea. I'm going to ask...
Yeah, that would be
because
nice.
this makes no sense.